Good morning everybody and welcome back to VG Myths, the online internet video game TV show with soon-to-be finished business. When we last left our hero, Rockman had defeated Dr. Wily for the fifth and final time. But turns out, Wily wasn't who he should have been worried about. A mysterious man by the name of Mr. Dr. Wily wearing a fake beard has emerged from the shadows to reveal himself as the truest, evilest mastermind behind every prior incident, declaring all of Rockman's prior damageless triumphs as his own doing. With a final set of 8 robots unleashed, his machinations will reach the ultimate conclusion. This is where Rockman ends. Can you beat Rockman 6 without getting hit? If you need me to explain the rules, you're watching the wrong video. We're gonna beat the entire game from start to finish without ever taking a single point of damage. If you discover you're not perfect, no matter how far in, that's it. The run's over. The game must be reset, putting us all the way back to the title screen. We'll be playing the Rockman Classics Collection version, but all emulator features are banned. No save states, no rewind, no auto-fire, and no turbo CPU. With the rules set, let's get this over with. Stage order will be particularly important this time. There's a special reward at the end of Plant Man's stage, so astronomically useful, beating him is our top priority. Reaching the end Buster only will be difficult, but doable and well worth it. Next, Flame Man's weapon is useful throughout the game, and he's difficult enough I'd like to get him out of the way ASAP. From there, Blizzard Man is a somewhat difficult boss we just got the weakness for, so he comes in third. The remainder leave an obvious weakness chain. Tomahawk beats Yamato, beats Knight, beats Centaur, beats Wind, filling out our stage order. Enter the Forgotten area to challenge the flower fancier Plant Man. Throughout the stage are regular appearances of Helibutons and cricket-like Batabatons. Keep your Charge Buster at the ready to methodically gun them down. On the second screen is a Power Slam. Let him slam down and barrage him with pellets. Annihilate everybody in your path on screen 3 and jump down to reunite with trusty old Eddie. If you're lucky, Eddie will drop an E-Tank. Hop to the next screen and unleash a charge mid-fall towards the Gorilla Tank's floating eyeballs. Rhythmically jump and fire 3 pellets into its face and torso. Extremely important, you're not done once the tank is dead. You absolutely must traverse to the next screen backwards, serving a possibly practical purpose. When the level stops scrolling, get a full charge, jump, proceed, and release for a head start with the second Gorilla Tank. The final screen is a spring-filled platforming course with tons of enemies lurking. Stall at the edge of each pit. About half of them contain a jumping Gabagyo. You'll also need the location of every single Tomahawk cannon and Jet Buton memorized. You won't reliably be able to dodge them while bouncing on springs, so fire a shot at their elevation mid-scroll. The timing for the final cannon in particular is tight. If you aren't quick enough, a high bounce will safely arc you over the bullet. Plant Man's stage is one of the hardest in the entire run, but since it comes first, you'll only lose about a minute or 2 per failed attempt. Throw your face in the grinder until you finally meet the flower fancier Plant Man. He'll jump in a random direction, regardless which, slide under him to hug the right wall. I've never been hit by Plant Man himself while in this corner, so from now on, all you have to worry about is jumping over Plant Barrier and pruning Plant Man. But while Plant Man is totally easy and 100% consistent, I should probably mention that in Rockman 6, 100% consistency isn't consistent enough. Totally unique to Rockman 6 is a super cool new mechanic, dropped inputs. Sometimes you'll press the jump button, thus telling Rockman that he should jump, and Rockman will respond with several middle fingers. This is a minor, slightly annoying problem in a casual playthrough, but since getting hit in a damageless run isn't an option, dropped inputs are a particularly special problem. Most of the time, when I tell Rockman to jump, it's for a bullet-shaped reason. Let's do some quick math. I'll generously say dropped inputs occur only 1 in 50 times you press the jump button. I'll also generously say you only need to jump 25 times per level. There are 16 levels in the game, so on average you're looking at 8 dropped inputs per playthrough. Let's not stop the generosity just yet and assume 50% of jumps are done purely for exercise. That's still, on average, 4 moments in a playthrough when a perfect player will automatically take damage. Luckily, this extremely scientific math I made up is wrong, and I'm smart for disproving it, because it's all built on an assumption we can't take for granted. Dropped inputs are not random. They're happening for a reason. I don't know what that reason specifically is since I'm not a duct tapeologist, but we do know the next best thing. When dropped inputs tend to happen. Dropped inputs occur when Rockman is performing multiple actions in a short period of time, usually involving changing which direction he's moving. In all of my attempts of this run, I've never noticed a dropped input during a static standing state or static running state. It's always in a transitional period. That means you can easily eliminate dropped inputs by completely rewiring your brain and relearning how to play Rockman. Only jump from a complete stop or a complete run, never in between. You're not perfect, so there will probably be some dropped inputs along the way, but I personally dropped their frequency such that they only ended 1 in 10 runs. Now that Plant Man's wilted, you'll receive this game's shield, plant barrier, and the most important tool in the game, Rush's jet adapter. Jet straight into the oil field, being kept burning by Flame Man. You'll see why we wanted to rush Jet instantly. Rush transforms into a jetpack, allowing for a couple seconds of flight time per jump. You can't charge the buster or slide, but the vertical mobility is so useful we'll be keeping it equipped most of the playthrough. There is one incredibly major downside to keep in mind. Rush Jet is a dropped input magnet. If you try to jump immediately after landing, a dropped input can happen, which usually isn't a risk. This is probably thanks to the animation difference exclusive to Jet. Rockman has a more fluid landing animation, which does not happen outside of Jet form. This only occurs if Rockman isn't actively moving, so either give yourself extra time after landing or simply do not stop. One more unrelated time-saving tip. Adapter transformations can be quickly skipped by holding both the jump and shoot buttons after you've made your selection. Most Mets you'll meet in Rockman 6 are completely stationary and the usual strategy applies. Fire a steady stream of pellets to intercept them when they poke their heads up. Throughout the level are fire tellies. Rush Jet can be used to reach their level, or you can wait behind a dropped flame and wait for them to harmlessly pass by. Up the ladder, throw 3 pellets at the first turret and completely ignore the other to keep climbing. This is a pooker. Pookers can only be destroyed by a charge shot, hurling them backwards before either exploding or creating an oil platform. Keep all their locations memorized so they can never drop a pellet. Off this ledge, prepare a charge, jump right, unleashing the charge at an upper fire telly, and jump again to spam pellets at the lower one. When jumping past this spike pit, there will be 2 more fire tellies, and killing both is risky. I usually aim to kill the top one, but I'm pretty sure neither of them will ever hit you while hugging the far ledge. In this wall blaster room, pellet the first, swap to plant barrier, and hop down to kill the second without bothering to look it in the eyes. I should note before you get any funny ideas, plant barrier isn't reliable as a shield. Each petal has its own hitbox separate from Rockman's, which some enemies are capable of bypassing with the right timing. Use it only as a last resort improvisation, or in situations you know for a fact it's gonna work. These sliding spike hazards are Cyber Gabiorus. They can't be killed with our current weaponry, so avoid them entirely with Rush Jet. When facing fire boys, stay back a bit, anticipating their next flame, dodge back with a hover, and punish. Midway is a particularly difficult set piece. A fire boy guarded by 2 Gabiorus on the only land leading up to him. You'll need some extremely specific jet movement to dodge the flame boy's first attack and get off the Gabiorus platform without dropping an input. With no more fire boys, all that's left is the Master of Flame, Flame Man. Unfortunately, I'm not good enough at video games to beat Flame Man in a fair fight. I simply do not have the reaction time necessary to dodge all of his attacks. But that's no problem. You might remember these games happen to feature a mechanic granting the player infinite reaction time. Constantly pause and unpause over and over with your eyes glued to Flame Man. As soon as you recognize his movement, you'll know exactly how to respond without the limitations of your puny human brain holding you back. If he sprouts flame geysers, take to the sky and land in the safe zone. Important note, the flames are always an identical distance away from Flame Man, so a smart player technically always knows their positions.
Cough, 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 is what an idiot would say. A dumb, stupid idiot would say that kind of thing.
But I will never make the assumption I'm a smart player. After landing there, swap to charge the buster in the hopes of getting extra damage in. If Flame Man does a 3-flame volley, spam pellets while rhythmically jumping over and ready Rush Jet. Swap to a claw-style grip so you can pause in midair without letting go of Jet. Keep Jet on to dodge attacks, or swap to buster and slide away from a jump. Flame Man is a constant test of your abilities, but with careful cheating, you'll pass the test every time, dousing Flame Man once and for all. He rewards us with Flame Blast as well as the Power Adapter, which isn't as all-around useful as Jet, but will get its time to shine. Take your new firepower over to the Frozen Island guarded by Blizzard Man. You shouldn't have any issue blasting through the first screen. Jet up the unguarded upper path and fall down before the propeller eye can follow. Every Curlinger throughout the level and game can be easily pelleted preemptively. Jump past the first shield attacker, jet into the cubby above the second, and slide under it after it turns around. After bustering up the ledges, you'll find a breakable ice block. This block isn't legally icy ground, so you can tiptoe far enough to spawn the shield attacker while staying just shy of its attack range. You'll meet a Squidone below. Jump to its level and spam pellets, serving a dual purpose of breaking its ice and murdering it. This bobbing submarine is guarded by 3 Cannon Joes. Against Joe number 1, simply spam pellets from the opposing ledge. For Joes number 2 and number 3, wait for the sub to reach the bottom of its bobbing arc, then run forward with a Buster Barrage, hopefully killing them before they can fire and letting the bullet pass harmlessly below if they do. Jet through some easy platforming to a second Squidone. This time, take it out with an extra damaging Flame Blast Barrage. Trivialize the slidey time bomb maze with Jet and enter battle with Blizzard Man. Once again, your pathetic human flesh is insufficient. Pause buffer before every attack. If he rolls, hop to the opposite side and shoot him when he uncurls. Don't stay too close in case he skis towards you. Jumping can give Flame Blast more range, but careful not to overdo it, the snowflake attack might spawn on top of you while airborne. If he uses said attack, wait just past the edge of the screen for the snowflakes to move, slide flush with the edge, and jump over. With Blizzard Man melted, we make our way into the restricted area to battle Tomahawk Man. The first 2 screens feature simple gunfights against Skultons. Throughout the game, keep in mind that Fire Blast can arc down to hit lower enemies from total safety. When facing the Mechapone, run up with 4 Flame Blasts to blow the whole thing up and any dropped Mets with it. Don't miss your chance for a backslide, spam pellets at the Moliers without stopping, take out only the first Met and jet over the second. Eddie will show up with a smile on his face, proud to have provided an extra life. Jet up to a platforming course featuring no enemies and ultimately rewarding you with an E-Tank. As you reach the bottom screen, throw a Flame Blast to your left to stop a Twin Rotor in its tracks. Keep it equipped to obliterate a Power Slam as well as a second Mechapone. Backslide forward to find a split path. We're gonna be going low. There's a tech on the ceiling at the end raining bullets. You might want to swap to Plant Barrier for extra safety, but I personally was more comfortable keeping things simple. Something important to address, by taking this path, we're foregoing a meeting with Dr. Wily to obtain the Energy Balancer, which automatically redirects unneeded weapon energy into your lowest ammo weapon. This is mostly just convenient and doesn't make the run any less difficult. Moving through a couple extra screens to grab it does make the run more difficult, even if only slightly, so ignorance is the better option. Charge up the Buster when entering the boss door to challenge the Master of Tomahawk, Tomahawk Man. Stand at a mid-distance and hold the controller claw style, allowing for rapid pause buffering while holding your charge. If Tomahawk Man pulls his tomahawk back and up, he's going to throw it. It's best to jump over, but in a pinch you can also slide into the far corner. If he leans straight back, he's doing a feather fling, which you should slide under. Any bullets you fire will disappear on pause, so save your shots for directly after an attack. Once Tomahawk Man is busted, we obtain Silver Tomahawk, plus, since we took the secret exit, the letter beat the parts. Our next target is Yamato Man's impregnable fortress. The first 3 Shigarakis will fire bouncing balls, which you can take out with a well-aimed charge shot. There's a shortcut through the level behind the breakable block, but it features an exclusive mini-boss who is slightly harder than the long way. Rush to escape Ben K, and when you reach the top, engage Luigi tactics to avoid all Katon Byon bombs guaranteed. If you're impatient, you can also just murder them, but that is generally considered immoral. The only Dachshund in the entire game is in this next room, but it won't be there for very long. Don't risk jumping this spike pit, hover with Jet while blasting the Shigaraki. After the next Shigaraki's ball falls down, fly over to the upper path. Stroll through until the final conveyor wheel screen. 3 spring face bombs await. Try to stay slightly past the point on screen where you spawned them, shoot, and dodge over or under the popped off head. Careful, move slightly back and you could respawn them even while their prior head is still alive. Equip Silver Tomahawk to challenge the Master of Spear, Yamato Man. You know the drill, baby human brains require baby human strats. Yamato Man only has 2 moves. First, he throws a spear forward, then runs to pick it up. You'll have to jump over both. Second, he jumps into the air firing a 3-spear spread shot. This is tricky to dodge depending on both Yamato Man's starting position and his jump speed. Pause buffer the entire time. It's preferable to go under Yamato Man. Make micro adjustments to your position until certain you're in the sweet spot. But if doing so would lock you in a corner, you're just gonna have to run away and improvise a dodge. Important note, most bosses in this game will only ever perform the same action up to twice in a row, including Yamato Man. If he throws twice in a row, he's definitely going to jump, and vice versa. Lodge a tomahawk in his face to obtain both Yamato Spear and item number beady parts. Enter the capital of science to study under Nightman. Spam through a twin rotor and drop to meet an invulnerable pellet dropping barrel. 2 well-aimed fire blasts can lure its occupant out and burn him up from total safety. You'll need to run through a stressful falling spike hallway with molar ambushes in the middle. Sliding could throw off your shot timing and isn't necessary. Just run spamming pellets. There's a shielded tate bow on the next screen, but fun fact, Yamato Spear can penetrate the shield. Fly through until a scrolling room filled with barrels. With their locations memorized, run under the first shot, force the occupant out, and fire. After Eddie delivers a cold, refreshing extra life, climb up to a room with 2 brain breaks. If you're a dumb, stupid idiot, you'd fight them with Flame Blast, but turns out they can be one-hit KO'd with Blizzard. Dropping 2 more screens, you'll enter Nightman's scientifically certified bouncy castle. Bouncing around may seem enticing, but don't fall for Nightman's trick. Engage boring loser strats, hovering between each platform without ever experiencing the concept of fun. At the end, swap to Power Adapter for its first use in the run, breaking into the lower alternate boss entrance. To sneak past the lower Kabyoru, wait for it to move left and precisely time a jumping jet hover across the pit and into the boss fight against the Master of Maceball, Nightman. While we'll still be abusing pause buffers, it's mostly for extra safety rather than being technically necessary. Nightman only possesses a single attack, otherwise just walking toward you or jumping around. Since Yamato Spear bypasses his shield, you should be able to consistently improvise damageless easy. Impaling Nightman grants us the lowest possible number, A. Time for one of the hardest bosses in the entire run, the Guardian of the Ancient City, Centaur Man. You can navigate the first screen entirely with the Buster. If a pelican is low enough, take it out with a charge shot. Down in the water, equip Jet. The ceiling spikes combined with our altered jump height make standard jumps dangerous. With Jet, you can slowly hover up the distance you need stress-free. On the high ledge, tiptoe to spawn and blast both Gabagos before proceeding and tomahawking the wall blaster. At the transition, jump almost all the way up to one-hit KO another wall blaster on the next screen. The upside down wave room features the only 3 Chocoros in the game. You're completely safe standing at their level. Wait for their 3rd shot and intercept them mid-jump with Night Crusher or Tomahawk. The 3rd Chokoro will unfortunately be allowed to live with a well-timed hover. Climb up, tell Eddie you're not looking for weapon energy right now, realize you actually are kinda hungry, and climb further with Night Crusher equipped. Fire 2 angled shots at each submarine and jet over to a pool with 3 more. You only need to drop 1 of them into the water, then ignore the rest and run away. Against the Squidone, a properly spaced Night Crusher spam can decimate it. Jet over to the alternate boss room, charge the Buster, and battle Centaur Man. Centaur Man is an absolute RNG fest. When teleporting, he's capable of appearing directly on top of you through no fault of your own. Luckily, I'm a filthy liar. It is, in fact, through fault of your own. The location he spawns is indirectly controlled by the player. Shortly after disappearing, he'll lock onto Rockman's position, then wait a couple seconds before appearing. All you have to do is walk slightly away. But RNG is still gonna play a major factor, since every once in a while, Centaur Man will decide he's bored of losing and instantly freeze you in place, leaving you to take automatic damage through no fault of your own. Luckily, my pants are on fire. This one's your fault too. Centaur Man will only use Centaur Flash if he finishes a dash or teleport and doesn't take damage. If you take the opportunity to hit him, his Centaur Flash opportunity will be lost. While RNG will still be a little bit of a factor determining which move he uses and I think how long he waits before reappearing, it's nothing that can't be strategized around. Enter the arena unleashing a charge shot and pause buffer right as it's hitting him. If he teleports, briefly stand in place, start running, and watch for his reappearance in between pauses. Instantly about face to whack him with 3 maces. Run in between the bullet spray ASAP. If you're followed, jet hover for insurance and crush him on descent. If he's only 1 hit away from death, don't worry too much about where you make him teleport. He's not gonna be there for very long. Centaur Man grants us with this game's screen nuke, Centaur Flash, and the final beat part, Tough. With all 4 sacred glyphs, we can resurrect an old friend from an apparent grisly fate. There's one last stage left to try out all our toys, Windman's Mechanical Tower. This stage features stationary panditas. Take out the first instantly with a quick barrage. Tap dance under the second until you can hit it with 2 charge shots. A couple screens above, another pandita can be safely sniped from afar. In the fan room, night crush the canipeller from center stage. Whenever Gabiorus are directly in your way, they can be killed with blizzard attack hassle-free. Snipe the next 2 canipellers with Tomahawk, and when reaching this Gabiorus, stare it down. It will reconsider its actions and leave to live a happy life with its loved ones. The next screen is totally free with Jet, just don't let up on the D-pad lest you drop an input, and grab 1 more E-tank. Jet the lower path here, Night Crush this Pandita, Flame Blast the next 2, the Power Slam, and the Twin Rotors. We'll finally get around to performing that Eldritch ritual in the final Pandita room. Beat is unfortunately no longer capable of beating the final boss, or any bosses for that matter, but he can still automatically kill most enemies. He comes particularly handy here, ensuring the panditas are eliminated while you dedicate full attention to navigation. Throw Beat back into the void to challenge the final boss of the initial 8, the Master of Wind, Windman. He is an incredibly underwhelming finale, barely even trying to hit you, and since his weakness is a screen nuke, you won't have to try to hit him either. With Windman struck by lightning, we enter the final endgame. Mr. Dr. Wily wearing a fake beard castle. Weapon energy will no longer refill between levels. We have to work with what we've got until our final adventure is over. Mr. Dr. Wily wearing a fake beard 1 opens with a sequence of shield turrets at ground level. Charge at a distance, wait for them to fire, move, and release. Alternatively, if you're not stupid, just use Yamato Spear. On screen 3, Tomahawk the canipeller and Jet from the lower platform. Tap the hover midway to go the full distance. You're safe from the canipeller's explosives on the left side of the middle platform. Night crush it before proceeding. We're gonna be taking a shortcut here, so swap to power adapter. Jump on the flip platform, jump to its other side, jump onto the second platform, walk to the window, and punch. The timing is a little strict, so you may have to repeat, but falling is totally safe. Swap to Jet and make a safe, gradual entrance by hovering under the second platform. With each Bata-Baton's location memorized, jet to their level and catch them as they spawn. The final Bata-Baton won't immediately be able to reach you, so drop down to shoot it without fear. Going through this room gave us enough weapon energy to refill everything, plus breaking through the last block reveals a vital treasure, Rockman 4. Hold up right to automatically dodge the wall blasters and battle against Rounder 2. Hug the corner, about face, and punch. Don't get too comfy, this corner is not completely safe from falling bombs. I did a little research and it appears that the Rounders are actually not supposed to be able to drop bombs that far left. By using rewinds to slightly change my timing, I couldn't ever get a rounder to drop a bomb while traveling on the top left vertical track. But notice in the footage where I got hit, they dropped the bomb frame perfectly as they reached the corner to turn onto it. The game apparently spawns bombs based on the rounder's trajectory at the time it begins the animation rather than its actual position, so the fact the rounder changed direction is not factored in. This is incredibly rare, but just in case, keep your eyes up there whenever the rounders pass. You might want to swap to Plant Barrier as a last-ditch survival play. When the rounders are down to their last hit, swap to the standard buster for a safer long-range finishing blow. Enter Mr. Dr. Wily wearing a fake beard too. This level is mostly full of mechs in positions putting you in huge danger if they fire a shot. Make certain they don't. Additionally, while you should have Rush Jet equipped every jump, unequip it for mechs. Remember, Rush Jet likes to drop inputs more frequently. You don't want that happening in a panic scenario. There's also a simple room full of Hotchkissons and Skullwalkers who you can annihilate with Jet and Flame Blast. This level's real challenge is one of the most stressful bosses in the run, Power Piston. It randomly moves up and down, randomly fires random patterns of bullets, and randomly drops explosive rocks all simultaneously and, did I mention, randomly. Things are way too hectic to actually dodge normally, but ultra luckily, the rocks just barely slightly never fall left enough to hit you and flush with the wall, even if they look like they really should. Whenever there's a safe opportunity, do an ultra fast turnaround to fire a grounded Tomahawk. Make no attempt to aim, just pray it hits its mark. You'll have to judge every bullet volley separately to determine if you should jump above or go below, sliding if you need a little more wiggle room. With the unstoppable barrage of RNG stopped, enter Mr. Dr. Wily wearing a fake beard 3. Jet up the right ladder and carefully time hovering pot shots at Ben K. Stay on the ladder after shifting the screen up. The top is legally ground, shielding you from dropped flames. You'll need Jet equipped most of this stage, both for platforming and eliminating all of the fire tellies. If you miss, you can also hover directly over them. There are several pookers in precarious positions you'll have to plan for. Swap to charge on this platform, jump to the opposite side, and hit the pooker in one clean motion. This screen is a break. Swap between Blizzard and Power to take the lower path. On breaking the third block, stand still, fire Blizzard, and proceed. You'll hit and destroy the final Gaburu just in time. You're totally safe on the lower half of this ladder. Let Beat clear the way for you. In the next big room, swap to charge on this platform, run over, and take out the first pooker immediately. You'll have to improvise a bit going forward as you meet 2 more pookers and an incoming fire telly simultaneously. The final pooker can't safely be hit with a charge shot, so stressfully time a hover over him into the safety of the boss room. Metonker Z is a welcome break with a simple pattern. When grounded at the left edge of the screen, only bouncing bullets can hit you, and even then, only if their pattern lines up. Charge shot after each bullet set and reposition if they're bouncing. Time for the truly final level where everything comes to an end, Mr. Dr. Wily wearing a fake beard 4. Clear out each turret with Night Crusher, pellets, and Flame Blast, breaking the blocks and sliding in crannies to collect an E-tank and tons of weapon energy. Note that you'll want to prioritize Centaur Flash when refilling. These chutes infinitely respawn floating eggs which hatch into peats and dive in your direction. Where they hatch depends on Rockman's position. If above, you can safely keep them at bay by spamming pellets. There's also a special secret mechanic I never knew about until somebody in the Strem chat asked me if there was a reason I'm a dumb stupid idiot. These giant Dr. Wily wearing a fake beard blocks are not static objects. A charged power punch will push them forward, permanently blocking the lower chute. Make use of them when they appear. This can't be done for the last 2 chutes of this screen. Night Crush the turret in the first egg, jump over, eliminate the next turret, swap to Centaur Flash, and once both eggs appear, unleash it mid-jump and escape. You'll have a long break for the next few screens as long as you take the top path. SW525s will explode after a few seconds, so if they're on a ledge below you, you're under no obligation to murder them. The final screen is one of the more ludicrously heart attack inducing. Night Crush the second egg, run for it, clear the 2 cannons and egg, run again, and use a couple more properly timed Centaur Flashes as screaming through the boss door. Time for an anticlimactic final boss battle, Mr. Dr. Wily wearing a fake beard. It'll only last about 10 seconds if done correctly. Charge punches reverse the crusher, and the dropped projectiles are always fired with identical timing. But it wouldn't be Rockman without a fake out, and turns out we haven't been fighting a new antagonist at all. The true identity of Mr. Dr. Wily wearing a fake beard was Rockman all along. It finally all makes sense. Rockman's own drive for perfection has been there from the very beginning, demanding untouchable victory no matter how impossible. Years of his life wasted studying and training for a totally non-existent reward. Rockman is his own homemade antagonist, and this cycle can never end until he ends it. This is Rockman's final battle. Enter Rockman Castle. On the first screen, take out the Met, jet up to kill a fire tally, and swap to Beat on top of the first pillar. Beat can kill the Met totally free. Continue your rampage until the final pillar. It's time to grind. The prior level left us low on weapon energy, particularly for Centaur Flash. We absolutely 100% require Centaur Flash past this pillar, so this final fire telly, as slow and annoying as it is our safest ammo source. When Centaur Flash is most of the way full, drop with Night Crusher equipped. Hug the right side of the cubby, loop left, clear the way, and continue. Nuke all 3 of the next screens with Centaur Flash on entry, ensuring you won't have to dodge any cannibellers. Swap to Jet and fall a little bit to the right. Do not land on the flipping platform, that's just begging for a dropped input. Press and hold the jump button at the center of the middle screen to slow your descent and reach this ledge, leading into an enemy-free shortcut with bonus weapon energy. Against Ben K, time a hover slightly after he starts spinning his spear, let it pass, get a few hits in, and repeat. Spam the game's last Squidone and enter the final screen with a Cannon Joe, the absolutely final Joe in the entire Rockman sextology. As soon as he fires a shot, take a bathroom break, the absolute finalist bathroom break in the entire Rockman sextology. You'd better make it count. Don't forget to wash your hands, and absolutely do not forget to feed your good cat named Han, who is a good boy, and you love him because he's named Han. After several hours petting a cat, remember you left the stream running, murder Joe, and battle Mechasaurus. I figured out a super duper cool strat involving deep knowledge of the Mechasaurus's flame breathing mechanics and hot swapping between shield and Yamato spear to slip myself into the danger zone just long enough to get a hit in. Then somebody in the Strem chat asked me if there was a reason I wasn't just punching the platforms. Goddamn. Enter Rockman 2. After grabbing the E-Tank, take advantage of the next couple harmless curlingers for another ammo farm. This farm spot is safe, so don't skimp out. Grind until absolutely every single weapon is full, even the ones you know you're not gonna use. Trust me, you can never prepare enough for the revelation that I'm an idiot. When you're full, advance, do a running slide under a shield attacker, and hop to the next ledge. Jet across the next couple ledges and flash the final shield attackers. There's no way in hell I'm touching whatever's going on here, so flame blast to the right. Take out each Tatebo one at a time, swapping to Night Crusher for those above you. Jump into the next screen so you don't slide on the ice, letting you hover over to some weapon energy. In this platforming room of brain breaks, absolutely do not use Blizzard Attack. That would be a smart strategy for smart people to use. This boss door leads to Tank Model Castu. The moment you enter, a time limit begins. Castu will roll towards the left edge of the screen. If it reaches the left edge, you're guaranteed dead. Playing it safe is too dangerous. We're getting this one done quick and dirty. Using Windstorm, triple attack Castu as soon as it spawns in. Don't go for a fourth, it's Castu's turn to fire a bubble, then you can get back in for 3 more. If Castu blows up before you do, you'll enter Rockman 3. This underwater area features Gabugyos and fans which blow you forward and back. For the first fan, stop on the ledge leading up to it and spam pellets. Go ahead and grab the weapon energy, but don't be tempted by the next E-tank. It's simply too dangerous to be worth it. Jet over the pit and stall yourself to blast the next fan. Make a giant leap over the spike pit, past the Gabagyo, reverse to take it out, and escape the fan. Careful approaching this final pit, the fan will spawn and suck you in just before reaching the ledge. Do another giant leap and climb out of the water. Instantly Centaur flash the last room, and congrats! You've officially reached the final boss rush. There are no cheese tricks this time. The base 8 bosses we've already faced are some of the hardest in the run, and they haven't gotten any easier. The only saving grace is by now you'll have an absolute truckload of E-tanks. With all 8 dead, enter the teleporter into the absolutely final level, Rockman 4. Safely fall down the chasm's left side, quick kill the Mechapone, and another congrats. The only enemy left in the entire game is Rockman. Confess your undying love to Eddie and backslide into the truly true final boss battle. Phase 1 of Rockman Machine Number 1 is totally consistent. He'll hop to the opposite side, fire 3 orbs, and repeat. If close, the center orb will aim towards you, but if far, it'll go straight over your head. When Phase 1 ends, you'll encounter the greatest plot twist in video game history. Rockman was Dr. Wily all along. You won't have time to process this incredible revelation as you're thrust into Rockman Phase 2. The pattern is similar, but more dangerous. He jumps left, shoots, jumps right, and shoots, but the distance he jumps won't necessarily be a full screen, and he always fires only the center bullet. Luckily, Tomahawk rends his health bar lightning fast. Enter the truest, truly true, final true phase of the truly truest of the true final battles, Rockman Capsule. Wait a couple seconds at the center of the screen, then start rapidly pause buffering. The moment Rockman's position is confirmed, hit him with Tomahawk and have a heart attack as you block an orb with Plant Barrier. Head back to center screen and repeat. One last pro tip, do not miss with Tomahawk. You have exactly 1 room for error. If you miss a shot, you won't have enough Plant Barrier to dodge the final orbs, meaning that last shot has to land home.
Hi Eddie, weapon energy? Oh baby Eddie, you are the best in the whole wide world, I love you! Okay, I gotta run under him immediately. He always jumps first. Yes! Good sign! Oh my god, I was at a plant! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Oh my god, 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 oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, Dr. Wily B. Rene Oon! Oh my god! 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 Han! He ran away. Han ran away. He doesn't want any of this. Oh my god. We're done!
With Rockman defeated for the 6th and final time, the Rockman Sextology Mr. Perfect runs our mission complete. This marks an incredible step in my life. Early on in this series, I made a promise to myself. I was gonna beat every single one of the original Rockman Sextology without getting hit. Until that happened, damageless runs were off limits. If I was gonna do a damageless run, it had to be the next Rockman. That goal has been met, but I'm not free yet. Special thanks to all Patreon backers, including Anon42, Salty Sweet, Leslam, Alex Nelson. Can you say hi to Crustacean Creep for me? Sure, hi Crustacean Creep. Crustacean Creep says Gwen is great. Evil Game Champ is like Bad Evening Nobody and Unwelcome Forward to WH Facts, the offline on-paper board game movie. Nathaniel Kalita, Jorb. Britface says, you think changing the vocal tier can stop my love and support? Arcombs, now I only want to triumph. Plesiosaurs may have given live birth to well-developed babies and were attentive parents who lived in pods. Attempted wholesomeness. Literal cat mint leaf wing cat girl is gay and doesn't go to bed on time. Reblog if you too are gay and or don't go to bed on time. Saint Stasis. This list of names was brought to you by viewers like me. Doodlesack12. Robjection was brought to you by the letter 5. Trish Chandler, F. Amadon. Darknet. Frequently a doofus, occasionally an idiot, always a fool. Brisgy, Ian Beck. Biohazard. Oh hey, that's me. Fluff System, Chris Kuslan. Rasparrow. Arsonist Cat. Sorio99. Cody Merchant. Moomin Biscuit. Trans rights are human rights. Touchtone Banana Phone. Landfair Buwuganil Goguri Churndrob Williant Silio Go Go Goch. Kaiser says please don't forget to look after your physical, mental, and emotional health while gaming, speedrunning, and challenge. Everyone's favorite clan Ghost Bear McWarrior, Aurelia, Fella, Ken of Red Mayans, Morgan Duna Nix, Getsugaru, Love Story Gaming, TTV, Frilly Lily, Celica, Teheka, Kelza, Flame Solus, Macaroni Cat personally endorses running away like a little sissy baby. Autistic Yu-Gi-Oh! Neo Sandman 4040. Ailerin wants to know where the Luigi fanfiction is, Game Champ, Chink Shadow. Random Internet Cat is a random cat on the internet and should not under any circumstances be trusted to do non-cat things. Kimberly, the Gamer Bee, would like you to know about the award-winning MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV. Daybreak, the Auroran Goddess and overambitious dumbass, wishes that whatever divine being is fucking with them would stop already. Gaming Medic, Zeta is pretty invalid. Joshua Bennett, Nicole the Gamer Girl and Gamer Girl, Mind Planet 84, Bruna Kobold, Fictional Breach, Trans Flag, Highly Gwendolyn Metzger, Trans Flag, Starfish at Large, Idramian, Ella Vanellian. BJ Mashed Potato finally updated his card info to make Game Champ read more and is still very sorry. Wayne Moan Not, Tim Tam Toe Jam, Shadow Fox 0002, Johnny Von Tungle, CK the Penguin supports Miss Champ and states that trans rights are human rights. Eden Osp, the half dragon, half witch with half a mind to half ass half of this name. Penny Collector 1, Stop Sign EX, Corporal High, Detective Chio. Zytra, who was going to make the name changes into a consistent bit but forgot to. Ariane Signalis is the Elster Signalis fan club and challenges you to play Signalis without pointing at any of the characters in. Cassie Raccoona. Quagsire is the best Pokemon. This is not a patron name, this is me, GamerChamp 3000, genuinely stating the truth. Also Man 9001 doesn't have a haha funny meme name. Paul Morton, Bugwife. All of the names on the right side of Game Champ screen. Eris, Harmonious Nature, Pumaloaf, the cat loafing Puma. Georgie Lyubimov, February Me, Fake Toka Fan. Jetstream Jackie wants you to know that her cat Goggles is both fluffy and gay. Simoris. The A rank with Yoshi no one can achieve. Loopy, Thufur My Howit. Lurker Below. Saint Lesbian and Silly World. Lodestar, your #1 fan, Chowder. The Fyriga lit by Thundiza, Reed Thin and immune to Blizzara but not Blizziga. He-Man 6785, Gay Bastich, Fujoshi Urinal. They're called Transformers, not Sisformers. Lula Lockhart likes alliteration, Psyche Clips. Alice, I'm madly in love with you. Ferris V5 was able to watch Dumb Fun Gaming without getting a latte craving but drank one anyway because they're addicted. Azure Llama, a dubious little creature. Quack, bunch of sevens. Jared Bowser, Dunma. World's longest game of chess over. Let's try checkers. Red A3 to B4. Queen Snoo, the dog cat possum girl thing, is very good at gender and very bad at having energay. The other 2,999 game champs in the basement. Abigail Dandelion. Emir Sabella, Goro Akechi of the Justice Arcana. Kaio Marsali. Kami-sama, Storm 7. Hank J. Wimbledon, working retail. Adorsky, Naughty Neo 13. Kaya, your local Transavali who is still casting Fireball. Hoshizora, Soul VT. Paper Mario 332 is going to stop asking Game Champ 3000 for a challenge run on Pizza Tower because he feels rude doing it. He was Haley McLean. Benedinba, Fruit Squish. Women love cannons when the gender is trans. Lunar, Nightmare King. Dermax. Firefly is pronounced Firefly and it's clever, okay? Tell me I'm cute. Tara Flanagan Walker. All the bugs Yugi has killed. BK Flash. Flinsmew. Sphinx Foster. Theta 927. Hive Citizen number 38574325631.4.75. Patrick Farrow. Chas Hackman. Shadows Plushie. Triangle and Drusy. Han Ackles. Maxi89C. Bamboo Cutter. Hi, my name is Emerald and I ask why you do things. Rue. Kamikolo just likes hearing his name pronounced correctly. Molly Penelope III, the world's biggest lesbian, hopes you have a Yuriful day. Albino the Infernape is a trans cat girl. Gamer Champ's slightly hotter twin with an internal temperature of 99.6 degrees F. I bet you can't guess where I got the name Zenith, and Robobot Fan. Let me know I forgot about Wily and Right No Rockboard, That's Paradise, and how to improve in the comments below. My entire E-Tank collection for watching, and get out of my house.